Are you using negativity to motivate yourself? What do you tell yourself when you need to do something but lack motivation? I have seen many clients who belittle themselves, beat themselves up into doing something as a way to motivate themselves. It's actually not that uncommon. Some parents use negative motivation. For example, they call a kid lazy in the hope to motivate them to exercise. My mom used to do that. Or they take a privilege away, like going on a short trip. Nothing's wrong with negative motivation. For example, you can use anger or fear or even hatred to motivate yourself. I will talk about it in my next video. If you are masterful in using so-called negative emotions to reach your goal, great. You can achieve the results that you want. There's absolutely nothing wrong with negative motivation until you turn it into emotional dumping and you don't catch yourself. With negative motivation, you are punishing yourself for not doing things in the hope that you can create enough motivational energy to do those things. I often see clients who survive toxic parents, and now as adults, they use negative motivation by default. And as a result, they find themselves running out of energy and falling into low depressive moods. They know that criticizing themselves doesn't produce results, but they don't know how to motivate themselves in other ways. Praising themselves, which is a form of positive motivation, is unfamiliar to them, uncomfortable, and they even fear it. It's like our motivational frame of reference is negative by default. I'll give you an example of a client who uses negative motivation routinely. I can't make myself clean my room, she would say, so I use critical voice in my head that starts telling me what a horrible, useless person I am. I get angry and do the task. And she says if she believes if she doesn't do it, if she doesn't criticize herself, she will never get the thing done. It's not only with the room cleaning that it happens. As we keep talking, it becomes obvious that this is her default motivation. She uses it at work, in relationships with friends. And as I said, it's okay to use negative motivation for short-term gains. The danger with this is that when it turns into internal emotional dumping, like with this client, you often end up with powerful negative emotions like feeling helpless and hopeless that are stuck inside. You generate so much negative emotion that you create a high stress level in your system. And this leads to overwhelming states when the body can no longer do its main job, which is shedding stresses. The more you rely on negative motivation, the more stress is held and produced in you, and it becomes chronic, leads to inflammation and disease. Chronic stress becomes toxic as it doesn't have a way to discharge or leave our body, and it stays there poisoning us and keeping us stuck in high stress alert. Our body doesn't know how to de-stress. Look, even if negative motivation produces results for you, the emotional and physical toll of high stress we experience while using it can create additional, more serious problems like anxiety and depression. Eventually, even your success doesn't feel that successful or impressive as you have paid too much for it. The price was too high. Let me know what motivates you to do things, to perform at work, to achieve goals in relationship, at home, or personal. And my next video is about using negative emotions for positive results.